How's it going, you sexy beast? It's Friday, and you know what time it is. It's hump day! Yeah, that's Wednesday. I'm off what it is. Anyway, it's Friday, and that means it's time for another fan-picked Friday challenge. This series comes from you guys and all your badassery in the form of comments and class setup suggestions, which I picked one of the highest rated setups and see what I can do with it. Seems like you guys love to see me struggle, as the past few challenges, this one included, have all been about keeping distance from your targets, and I can't seem to stop getting myself trying to run into the thick of combat. Anyway, if you would like to suggest a setup for next week's challenge, go ahead and drop a comment in the section below, including weapons, attachments, classes, gear, or whatever else you can think of, and make sure to upvote any other cool ones that you see. As for this week's challenge, I think you all love to see me just get truly frustrated at trying to play with these things. We've had the battle rifle episode, the slug-loaded shotgun as last episode, and this one, we've got semi-automatic sniper rifles. This challenge comes from PS2 Pie Man, appropriately titled The Trenchman. He states, Infiltrator, Impetus with forward grip, 2 times or 3.4 times sight of your choice, mag shot or desperado for CQC, medkits, recon, detect device. Use this loadout to engage enemies from 30 to 60 meters, preferably from behind some sort of cover. It will be extremely effective if used right. Thank you for this challenge, Mr. PS2 Pie Man, and I think I must be some kind of stupid since I was not able to be really effective with this at all. I was struggling to keep my kill-death ratio over a 3.0. Terran Republic and Vonner Sovereignty versions of the new conglomerate's Impetus are the 99 SV and Phantom VA-23 respectively. For the remainder of this setup, I've got ammunition belt and standard fragmentation grenades. As for my side of choice, I picked up the LACO 3.4 times scope. Regardless, as I've done before with the Warden Battle Rifle Challenge, I want to tear up a little bit about the semi-automatic weapons in this game. They're awful. A 10-round magazine and a 3-bullet kill at close range if the enemy has no nanoweave equipped. Meaning at longer ranges, if an enemy has max nanoweave, it's going to take about half a freaking magazine in order to down someone. There's also a weird bug that semi-automatic sniper rifles have, and semi-automatic scout rifles have scope sway even without a 6x scope equipped. Scope sway is being removed next patch, but still can't rule that factor out until it's out of the scene entirely. In all honesty, I think semi-automatic weapons need to either ignore nanoweave armor entirely or be buffed and damaged to where nanoweave won't make a difference in the bullets to kill. If the damage were buffed by just 40 per shot, then this gun would be so amazing. It would retain its 3-shot kill at close quarters across all nanoweave users and still hold strength at range. But, you know, that's wishful thinking, and SOE likes to leave an entire weapon class to be pretty much useless. So enough of my rambling, let's jump into the hard stats for the Impetus. This is a semi-automatic sniper rifle that deals 400 damage up to 10 meters and then begins to fall off to 334 damage at 75 meters. Its maximum fire rate is 231 rounds per minute, which is only if you're landing mouse clicks at the precise time the gun is ready to refire. Actual fire rate is more along the lines of 180 to 200 rounds per minute. We've got 10 rounds in the magazine with another 60 rounds in the reserve. Short reload speed of 2.6 seconds and a long reload speed of 3.6 seconds once we've fully emptied the magazine. Cone of fire on this weapon is pretty punishing, so having to stand still or stay crouched is the only way to stay accurate with its weapon while aiming down the sights. Bullet velocity is a fair 500 meters per second, and vertical recoil pulls up at a rate of 1.3 degrees per shot. As this is a semi-automatic only weapon, there is no first shot recoil multiplier. Alrighty, so about the sniper rifle. Where to begin? Well, in all honesty, it's kind of fun to use since it is a massive challenge. Every other gun in the game is going to be able to outshoot you at nearly any distance. So you're going to have to be accurate as hell with this. Normally I just load up my enemies full of lead in their chest, but running around with the Impetus, you have to get at least one headshot into an enemy, or else you're going to just cry when they start to either retaliate or take cover. I know that I did way too many times. I think that the one thing that would make this weapon absolutely perfect as a back rage weapon is a Suppressor. There's been plenty of times where I could infiltrate right past the enemy's front line, but would not be able to pop enemies' heads since my weapon was unsuppressed. For some reason, I went ahead and threw a suppressor and laser sight on my Desperado, and that has quickly become my favorite part of this setup. A couple of tips for using this weapon: as I have stated earlier, you cannot move while firing. Since this weapon has absolutely zero cone of fire while standing still, we're trading off accuracy while moving. The second you move, even while aiming down the sights, your cone of fire goes from absolute 0 to 0.55, which is just insane. In comparison, the semi-automatic scout rifles have a cone of fire while aiming down sights and standing still of 0.1, and when they move, it expands outward to 0.25. That means when we move while aiming down sights with the Impetus, we're 2 times as inaccurate as semi-automatic scout rifles and almost 3 times as inaccurate as a carbine on the move. There were plenty of times where I would side strafe while engaging an enemy in shorter ranges and would just be missing all of my shots solely due to the moving cone of fire. So if you're giving semi-automatic sniper rifles a shot, make sure to keep your little stealthy infiltrator boots still while popping domes. Keep in mind that the cone of fire also resets once your weapon begins to recenter after you've taken a shot, which means that you can string together a series of really accurate shots if you can predict the recoil's pull upward. This is the main strength of this weapon, as you can pull off some crazy quick kills if you're able to land a 420 double quick no-scope headshot off a speeding flash as it explodes into a Zoe Max. Or, you know, shoot a dude in the head twice, whichever way you prefer. So I did find myself getting some sick-ass kill streaks once I found a heavily congested area, and the enemies were really not looking for infiltrators as they were distracted by my cannon fodder teammates. Finding a good hole to shoot through, giggity, was pretty much all I needed to make this weapon just completely dominate firing lanes. If you're holding down a hallway and you've got a little slit to shoot through, then you're going to be beasting up some baddies pretty easily. As Pyman stated, I was having to find cover plenty of times before I could try and peek to pick off some targets, as every other gun is just going to turn you into a mop and wipe the floor with you. As for the Desperado, I had solely used the Commissioner on all my non-Terran Republic characters, and I think I've found a new favorite. I've always loved the Terran's repeater, and the Desperado is just pure badassery packed into a tiny little pistol without any, firing animations for whatever reason. Ammunition belt has always been a must-have for me, either due to my completely awful accuracy or due to the fact that I go on super awesome long kill streaks and I always run out of ammo. I'm really hoping it's the latter. As for the recon darts, I never really thought they were all too useful until I actually started planting them myself instead of relying on allies. Holy crap, it's like a legitimate map hack and I love it. So that's all I got for this week's challenge, the Trenchman Infiltrator, featuring the Impetus, semi-automatic sniper rifle, the Desperado, and the Desperado pistol. Thank you again, PS2 Pieman, for suggesting this challenge, as it sure was a pain in the butt to get some sweet video footage for you guys. I might just be a little out of practice with the Infiltrator, but I just feel like semi-automatic weapons in this game are just super underpowered compared to everything else in the game. So, got an awesome idea for next week's fan-picked Friday challenge. Post a class setup, weapons, attachments, abilities, gear, or whatever else you can think of in the comments section below. Make sure to upvote any other awesome setups that you see, and I'll pick one of the most top-voted comments for the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I love every single one of you. No homo, maybe a little homo. If you guys like this video, please give it a mega super awesome big ass thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like these, then go ahead and subscribe. It's like free and junk.